Now afterwards, we have Hashem requests from Moshe to, in a way, differentiate the Levi family, or the Leviim from the rest of Israel, to purify them, to make them worthy in working Avodat Hashem. Later on, we have Pesach Sheni. Pesach Sheni is also for the people that, in a way, cannot really be with the rest of Bnei Israel at the same time celebrating the Pesach. So again, those people were being differentiated or being outsiders from the Bnei Israel in a certain time, and so it's like, in a way, they have an ability to celebrate the Pesach, but in a second Pesach, Pesach Sheni. And then afterwards we have the story of Aaron and Miriam. Miriam is going outside from the Machane because she had Sarat, because she was speaking about the Isha Kushit, they say the very beautiful woman or wife of Moshe. So what do we have here? What is this? In the beginning of the parasha, at the beginning of the portion, we have the importance of the miksha achat, of the together, that all the candles light together in an even position, that you have differences in their characteristics, they have differences in their talents, in their ability of Avodat Hashem. But in the same portion, then all of a sudden we have all the outsiders. We have the Levim, that there need to be differentiated from the rest of Israel. We have the Zav Metzora, that have to be differentiated from the rest of Israel and to celebrate the Pesach in a different date. And then we also have Miriam as an example for a woman that has been taken out from the camp of Israel into being alone 7 days. So the portion starts in lighting up 7 candles, beautiful 7 candles that are that brings into our knowledge the beauty and the importance of the 7 sfirot. And then we have a woman that has been taken out from the camp of Israel, Machane Israel, for 7 days. So we have here the lighting up the candle, 7 candles, and then the going out from the Machane for 7 days. What is this? How come? There is probably not an easy answer to this question, but there is a small, maybe, I think, a hint in this portion. And the hint, or the way, at least for me, to understand this thing a bit better, is to see a few verses before that, when Moshe is facing, once again, some sort of a trouble with leadership of the people. Not because he has some sort of a problem, no, not at all. On the contrary, Bnei Israel are continuing. You would have think that after so much time together with Moshe and Aaron, and after they received the Torah in Har Sinai, and after they have received the flags, each and every one of the tribes, after the enormous things that they have seen, that they have been encountered, the Kriyat Yam Suf, the Yetziat Mitzrayim, Aseret HaMakot, the Egyptians running away, the war with Amalek, the winning, the man from the sky, their dresses never fade out, they were grown inside their clothes. There have been so many miracles happening to Bnei Israel in the desert, and still they are complaining about what they remember the good things that they had in Egypt. When they were slaves to the king of Egypt, for a pharaoh. This is where they want to go, this is what they want to do. And Moshe is obviously very frustrated about this attitude of the people that he needs to lead, because it's no longer his ability of leading the people. It's not about him. It's not a technical leadership. It's not like the Hashem says things for Moses to build and Moshe builds them. Hashem says things to Moshe to say and he says them. It's no longer only this. It's becoming more and more structured and more gentle approach with the Bnei Israel, because they keep on having difficulties while in this process of being in the desert, people losing their patience, things happen because there are many people at the same place, so things happen. And so after he is being after he doesn't even know what to do anymore, he shouts to Hashem that, like, if he requests from Hashem to help him, like, he cannot do this on his own. This is obviously a huge part that he have been giving. So right, true, there is Aaron as well, the high priest, helping him, and then Hashem is listening to him and telling him, okay, Moshe, I got you, so this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel. And so now this is interesting, because we started the portion in 7 beautiful candles to light up by the high priest, and we finished the portion with 7 days of Miriam outside of the camp. And here we have the 70 elders of Israel that that Hashem brings them onto the tent of meeting to help Moshe with his work. So we have here series of 7s. So we have the 7, now we have the 70. And so there is 7 on it as its own. If it's only 7 parts, like Malchut, 7 parts, it's not enough. 7 and 7, whether in beginning, whether in end, it's not enough. The 70 will help the Sanhedrin, will help Moshe in his role. The Sanhedrin will help Moshe in his role, and they will take the spirit which is upon Moshe onto him as well. And what is the 70? The 70 is the 7 yechidot, the 7 parts, but is by 10, right? So it's the 7 yechidot by the 10 sfirot. And then only then, when it's not only Malchut, but it's also Yesod, then it's when we can really have the power of lead Bnei Israel, lead the Bnei Israel inside us, our own Bnei Israel and our own difficulties. Because the high priest Aaron is the one character that is extremely important for us to have while doing this process, while being in this development of spiritual growth. Miriam is also very important, and he's in a different, like the high priest is different from the rest of Israel. Miriam is becoming different from the rest of Israel, and now we have the 70 Zkenim that are also been rise up as also a very special characteristic within them that can help Moshe in his leadership. So we have here the leadership of Aaron, we have here the leadership of Moshe, we have here the leadership of the Zkenim. This is a portion about leadership, about our ability to do things even if it's not exactly what we want to do things only in the sake of discovery of the soul of every Jew or every man, until it will be startling a flame of its own. It is our duty to act, for each and every one of us to act upon the relationship of the others, because, and davka, from this part of holiness of the high priestess, all the other layers of sacredcy are important in their own, But this is a more dramatic announcement that this portion have to us. It is the duty of each and every one to act in relation to others, to light those candles, to give light, each one in its own characteristics. It's not enough though, because we also need the understanding of the differentiation between us and the others. We need to have our own mind. We need to keep our own sacred holiness inside this game of part and a society. We need to understand that this is a differentiation between us and them, between us and everybody else, but also we need to act in relations to other all the time, and we need to precisely in the degree of the holy priest, of the high priest, and the holy Torah, because everything is intertwined in everything.